here is why no one is going to save Ukraine. Now, don't get me wrong, over the past few weeks, a whole host of countries have been helping Ukraine with things such as weapons, medical equipment, and refugee agreements, but no country will help Ukraine fight Russia because Ukraine is not part of NATO. Now, NATO is a military alliance formed in 1949 by 12 countries including US, Canada, the UK, and France, in which members agree to come to one another's aid in the event of an armed attack against any of the membering countries. In fact, NATO representatives met yesterday and confirmed that NATO will not engage in warfare against Russia unless a member nation is attacked. Now, this map shows the European countries which are part of NATO, which are shown in blue. Now, if Russia attempts to enter any of those blue countries, that's when World War III begins, because Joe Biden, along with other country leaders, have vowed to defend them. And in a speech given only a matter of hours ago, Joe Biden said that Putin's ambitions are a lot bigger than just Ukraine. He wants to re-establish the former Soviet Union. And I'm not trying to create fear, but thousands of troops have already been deployed to Poland in case anything escalates. And what makes things so much worse is that Ukraine had previously expressed desire to join NATO, but they remained shut out in large part due to Russia's fierce opposition to more eastward NATO expansion. And sadly, that is why no one is coming to save Ukraine. Today I googled, what do people reckon are the most and least attractive names? So the following is from a survey done where people chose from over 40,000 names and rated them on the scale of 1 to 10. These got the absolute worst scores. So starting with men, in 5th place we have Howard, in 4th is Dick, 3rd is Norman, 2 is Ernest, and in at number 1 is Bob. Then the top 5 most unattractive female names are Mildred in 5th, Ethel in 4th, Agnes in 3rd, Bertha in in 2nd, and in at number 1 is Gertrude. And if you want to see the most attractive names, I've already posted it, so check it out. Saudi Arabia has just shocked the world by releasing the first look at their upcoming city called The Line. They are quite literally in the works of creating an entire city which is stacked 500 meters high, making it taller than the Empire State, stretching it out a staggering 170 kilometers in length, which for perspective would take the average human over 40 hours to walk, and then housing all of that in a mirrored glass wall. This linear city will eventually be home to a whopping 9 million residents, and the suburbs are essentially segments along this line which, and this is the crazy part, are organized in 3 dimensions. And because of that added 3rd dimension, depth, everything you need in your daily life, such as your home, work, schools, shopping, are all within these 5-minute walk neighborhoods. And if you want to go visit Matey down the line, all of their services will operate with AI and run autonomously, making it possible to travel from one side all the way to the other in just 20 minutes. And because there will be no need for cars, the city will have 0 carbon emissions, and their energy and water supplies will be 100% renewable. In fact, they are so confident in their design, they had the audacity to create a model of what New York would look like if they adopted the same infrastructure as The Line. They've also strategically located this city so that 40% of the world can travel there in just a 6-hour flight, and is surrounded by both the ocean and mountains, giving the residents immediate access to nature. And just to make things even crazier, The Line is just one of the 3 projects that Saudi Arabia are working on, which of course I'll be making separate videos about. And while there's no official release date for when this could be complete, The Line is a large part of the country's Vision 2030 program. So the question is this somewhere you would want to live? Here's why your birth order actually really matters. So the following is part 1 of a 4-part series determining which is the superior sibling. First, middle, last, or only child. Starting with firstborns, a study in 2014 found that they tend to have the highest IQs out of their siblings. And not only that, but a separate study found that firstborns were also most likely to have jobs that are paid $100,000 or more. A psychologist at Temple Uni said, many parents spend more time reading and explaining things to firstborn fuckers. Sorry, paraphrasing, which could explain why they also tend to get better grades. However, they are subject to stricter rules and are more likely to face harsh consequences for wrongdoing than younger siblings. Also, a Swedish study concluded that generally they are more emotionally stable, persistent, socially outgoing, willing to assume responsibility, and able to take initiative. And how this all translates into careers, they are more likely to be managers or in occupations requiring leadership ability. 91% of astronauts, 53% of US presidents, and 80% of Harvard students are first firstborn or only children. My god. Researchers also found that the most bossy out of all birth orders and genders are firstborn females. Okay then. And just so we don't big them up too much, firstborns are also more likely to be overweight, obese, and to have high blood pressure. So, take your money and your success because you're dying early anyway. And I've already posted part 2 and we're looking at you next, middle children.